All right, I want to talk about something. Something that I think a lot of people are feeling right now, but not a lot of people are clearly articulating. And that is the shift between what we would call old marketing and what we would call new marketing. I've talked about this before. There was a long video way back in the earlier videos. It's not even probably worth. Actually, there's some good info on it. Go check it out if you want. But I just want to talk about some more of the important things that we need to talk about and understand going in to the next, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. But I had a thought specifically recently that made it click a little bit clearer, a little bit deeper. Because if you zoom out and you visualize this on one side, you've got old marketing, and on the other side, you've got new marketing, right? And it's not that one completely replaces the other. It's that the way they work is fundamentally changing. For example, take something like email marketing. Old marketing says you build a list. You push messages out to that list. And you hope people click, right? And if you're doing pretty well, you might get a 2% click-through rate. Some people get more, some people get less. But that's a pretty comfortable average. But that's the game. But on the other side, you've got conversational marketing. One-on-one interactions at scale. Messaging, DMs, just direct communication. And those don't behave the same way. Those have insane open rates. We're talking 90+% in some cases. Because instead of broadcasting, you're actually interacting. Same thing with paid ads. Old marketing says you rent attention. You put money into the platform to interrupt people. And the reality is, people don't really trust ads. And on the other side, you've got community-led growth. You're not renting attention anymore. You're earning trust. Word of mouth, community, people talking about you because they want to. And that drives significantly more impact. Now, look at something like SEO. Old marketing says, fight for clicks, compete for ranking, try to capture traffic. But now, that entire system is shifting because of AI. Now you're not just optimizing for search engines, you're optimizing for language models. You're trying to become the answer, not just the results. That's a completely different game. Same thing with influencer marketing. You got the old way, you're borrowing reach. You pay someone. You pay someone to talk about your product. And yeah, there is a level of trust there with their, secondhand trust through their followers, but it's limited. New marketing, we're talking advocacy. People who actually believe in what you're doing. People who would talk about you even when you weren't paying them to. And that trust level is completely different. Then you've got social media. Old marketing says post at people. Push content and just hope it performs. And you end up with low engagement rates. But new marketing, it's conversational. Through comments, DMs, just actual interactions. Talking with your audience, not at them. And that changes everything. Even something like events, for example. Old marketing would say sponsorships. You rent association. You put your logo somewhere and hope people remember it, right? And most of the time, you cannot even remotely close to prove the ROI on that. But new marketing, that's all about owned experiences. You create something people actually feel, something they remember, something they want to be a part of. And that builds belonging. So when you look at all of this together, you start to see the pattern. Old marketing is about scale through interruption, right? New marketing is about scale through connection. And here's the important part. This doesn't mean old marketing is dead. It just means that the best marketers are using those old channels in new ways. They're not running ads, they're driving conversations. They're not just posting content, they're building relationships. They're not just building lists, they're building communities. That's the shift. So if there's one takeaway from all of this, it's this. The marketing mix isn't disappearing. It's evolving. And the people who understand that are going to have a massive advantage because they're not the ones just chasing attention anymore. They're building something people actually care about. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that stuff made sense. If you have thoughts, share them in the comments. Hopefully you'll give me a subscribe. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next week.